I actually might overdone myself. Yep, that's the Porsche.
You know I don't play right. Just give me the word, You know I don't play right. Don't give me this. I'm gonna get back when I feel like. You know I don't play right. I'll put up a good fight. Just give me the word, You know I don't play right. You know I don't play right. Don't give me this. I'm gonna get back when I feel like.
I know what you're thinking. It's not a crashed car, but it has a huge issue, and that issue is engine no good. The reason why I took this car is because it doesn't run, and this car actually was in one of the garages. The guy paid £5,000 to repair this car. The car wasn't repaired. He came back with an invoice that he needed to pay £5,000. He paid it, he took the car back on a trailer, and we're gonna try to attempt to fix it. The actual reason why I'm doing this video, just to prove that it doesn't matter what kind of the garage you're bringing your car in, as long as you have a passion and you're willing to put some hours, you can actually fix the cars yourself. First thing what we're actually gonna be doing is we're gonna put the battery on charge. Then we're gonna check the compression, and then we're gonna put the camera in the cylinders, and we're gonna start looking from that. Because the guys who was fixing this car before actually said that this engine is low on compression, but I believe it's not true. I think there's high pressure fuel pump, and I'm hoping it is, because I actually want to fix that car. And the funniest thing, I need to put the battery on charge, but I have no idea where that battery actually is. So I'm not too sure. Let's start from the, probably it's gonna be in the front, isn't it? So let's start opening the bonnet, or it's a boot, or it's a, if you're American, it's a hood. So let's open the front first, and then we can open the back.
Right, okay, how you open?
Here it is. Okay. Well, there should be a battery somewhere in here, so I believe it's gonna be underneath those covers. So let's take those covers off and see if we can actually find the battery. We put the battery on charge now, and now we can actually lift the car up in the air and get the access to the cylinders. This engine could be dead. Could be. There's a huge chance that is actually very low on compression, and this Porsche is worth nothing. But there is also a chance that the high pressure fuel pump is gone. But we only gonna know when we're gonna test everything, and we need to film everything so we could actually send to the client and say, listen, your Porsche is dead. Or we can actually say to him, good news, your car is ready, you can collect. So you can't actually tell what is wrong with it, because nobody actually sent him any pictures or any videos. Let's take the wheels off, take out the spark plugs, and then we can start testing everything up.
I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me.
If you actually think that I have a clue what I'm actually doing, well, good news, I don't, because I don't even know where the spark plugs is, but I'm willing to learn and find it. So yeah, this journey is gonna be crazy, crazy. I never touched a Porsche. I never even sit in one, or what to talk about driven one. So I'm just hoping that one day I'm actually gonna be working off one of mine supercars. Well, this is not a supercar, but it's closer to the supercars, and you don't even know when that day gonna be coming, when you're gonna have a nice supercar parked in your garage. And I promise that I'm gonna do everything what I can to actually get one of the crashed supercars into this garage, or maybe a unit, you don't know. Today's day, the journey starts with this. Next day, you don't know. Maybe you're gonna be fixing the airplanes. or something. As long as you're willing to put all the hours and effort in the things you actually love doing it, you can't be unsuccessful. So like Matt Armstrong says, hard work beats talent, isn't it? So I have no talent. Let's work hard. Right, so we got our wheels off. Well, the good news is I can see the exhaust and I actually can see ignition coils. So one ignition coil is here, another one is there, and I believe the third one is gonna be somewhere miles away over there. I'm not too sure if you can actually see. I tell you what, if I would have a ramp, that work would be much easier. Now I have to work on the ground with the jacks, but as long as it's not raining on your head, so it doesn't matter, isn't it? Another side, on this side, I can't actually see anything in here. I can see one ignition coil, there's other one, and there's probably the third one. So I believe I need to remove this mud guard, and I will have to go underneath the car to actually take out the spark plugs and the ignition coils. Yeah, that's the tightest space I ever worked in. So one ignition coil, second and a third over there. That's a plenty of space.
I won't stop till I wear the crown.
I think I will have to remove the exhaust manifold as well, because there is not a lot of space to get the spark plugs out, and we'll talk about the ignition coils. So it's just gonna be probably an easier access from the bottom. Plus, to remove the exhaust manifold is pretty easy. There's like 12 bolts literally from the bottom to the top. So it's gonna be much easier later on just to check and do all the tests on this car, and afterwards if we need it, we're just gonna put it back in there.
Bring how you fight in the ring, how you take a fucking swing. Do you got heart? Are you mean? Got some scars, got some needs. Are you willing to go bleed? I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till
Exhaust manifolds out of the way, so we got a nice and easy access to the spark plugs. I took out the ignition coils already, so now we're gonna take out the spark plugs, and I'm actually gonna show you how they look. So I'm curious myself how it actually looks. One noticed that the cylinder 1 on a bank 2 seems like wet, like very wet, and there is a strange liquid went off from the exhaust, and it seems that there is some water in the system, so it's a bit strange. So I'm gonna take the spark plugs out, then I'm gonna put the camera inside, and I'm gonna check every single cylinder carefully if there's any problems inside of the engine. Look at that, they're all looking exactly the same. They're all black. Like I said, it could be a disaster or it could be a win. So let's put the compression meter into each cylinder and check what's the compression. It's not a good news, isn't it? Let's grab now our compression meter and start measuring the compression on every single cylinder. We're gonna start from the bank 2, cylinder 1. So we're gonna just draw 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's gonna be bank 1, that's gonna be bank 2. Right, let's check with first one. Right, so the first cylinder is good. I mean, it's 10. So I know that this cylinder is scratched as hell. If we gonna get everyone around 10, so that means the compression in this engine is good. So that's gonna be 10 PS, 10 bars. Let's check now cylinder 2. Cylinder 2 is a bit high on the compression. It should be around 10, 11 bars. This one, it shows actually 14. That's actually quite strange, but 10 bars, 14 bars, I mean, there is a compression. It's not very low. It's actually 13, not 14. So cylinder 2 is 13 bars. Let's check cylinder 3 now. Cylinder 3 is also 13 bars. So on that number 1 cylinder, we lost 3 bars of compression. But 10 bars is actually not too bad. It's a bit low, but it's not too bad. I checked yesterday how much the compression it should be in each bank and then each cylinder. So it was saying to have in one of the cylinders, it has to be from 10 to 12. We got 13. So, I mean, it's not too bad. The car should run perfectly on this side. So that's gonna be something with the fuel. Let's go to the other side and check the other side as well, how much it shows on the other side, because if we got only one cylinder with the 10 bars, there's must be some different issues with this car. So this is the cylinder 3 on a bank 1. Let's check the compression on this. Cylinder 3 bank 1 is 14. That one cylinder is literally giving me a bit of the hard time, because I'm not too sure if 10 bars is okay or 10 bars is like they say scrapped engine. I mean, if all the cylinders, all 5 cylinders is gonna be 13, 14 and that one is 10, it can't cause that issue that the car doesn't run at all, isn't it? It has to run. So it means there's gonna be something different. Honestly, I think that's a fuel problem, because the car sounds like it's running out of the fuel, or even has a, I don't know, maybe water in the fuel. So this is the bank 1 cylinder 2. So this one is as well 14 and 200 psi. So we can write this one up, 14. And let's check now the cylinder 1. This cylinder is also 14. So that means we got only one cylinder which is low on compression, and it's low by 4 bars. But the car still has to run, isn't it? Because 10 bars is not like 5 or 6. It's not dead, it still holds the compression. Not perfectly, but it holds. Okay, so we're gonna start with the cylinder 1 in a bank 1. Right, we see the top of the piston. Yeah, we can see the top of the piston, but we cannot see anything around. I mean, it doesn't look that there would be any scratches on the side. Something is in here on this side, but I cannot see anything wrong with it. Right, okay, let's put it into another one. This one again, it doesn't look bad. No scratches, nothing. Doesn't seem too bad. And the next one. Okay, on this side, can't see any scratches as well. Nothing, no scratches, nothing. So this side of the bank looks okay to me. So the first cylinder on a bank 2, it's a top. So I can't even see the walls of the cylinder. Oh my god, those engines are ridiculously hard to work on. It's proper anti-DIY. Not too sure if you can see, but it's a top of the piston, and that's it. That's all I know. So putting the camera in here is a bit waste of time. But we know that the top of the piston looks pretty clean. It's a lot of scratches. So it's not very good. I'm just wondering how deep is those scratches actually is. Right. I think I found our problem. This doesn't look promising. By the looking at the size of the scratches around it, it's not good. Sad story. What do you guys actually think? Why this Porsche doesn't want to run? Let me know below down in the comments. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, click the thumbs up, because last year we started with a Passat, now we got a Porsche in the garage. Of course, it's not mine, but I'm hoping in the future it will be. And I will have one only with your support. Thank you so much for watching this. If you enjoyed it, you know what you need to do. and I will see you in the next episode, and hopefully the Porsche is gonna be running by then.